Alright guys, welcome back. Today I'm doing a daily driver's version, I guess you could say, because I have not watched it for this review video. I've got a 2000 Honda Insight. It's got roughly 138,000 miles on it with a new IMA battery. Nothing too fancy. It's got the OEM wheels. And yeah, I decided to actually do this review where I did my previous review on the Daihatsu Hi-Jet Jumbo. This is currently my daily driver. As you can see, it's certainly not perfect. There's a lot of, you know, age on here. We've got some nicks and stuff here that needs paint. But the truth is, this car has brought me a different experience to driving and to the meaning of driving, at least in my case. Not too much to the car. It's kind of got a normal Honda front end. The only thing that's a little different is it's got this kind of aero here. The aerodynamics of the car is kind of over-engineered almost. So I'm just doing a little walk around here. There's no cracked windshield. I mean, the body is actually in really good shape. Really good shape. All the weather seals are all still there. I think this is locked. Yeah, it's locked. Anyway, this is not a cleaned out car. This is not a washed car. This is my straight review, just right out of the book. I just wanted to give y'all what it's really like to own one of these vehicles. So, it's not cleaned out, but that's okay. Go ahead and pop the hood here so y'all can take a peek. Really good car. The gearing in this vehicle is very long. It's a front wheel drive. If I can find the latch. It's a front wheel drive. It has a 1-liter 3-cylinder. With an IMA system, which is the Integrated Motor Assist by Honda. This is the first hybrid in the United States, closely tracked by the Toyota Prius. So nothing too fancy here. We got a never start battery, which is somehow still good. You've got your brake master cylinder, your hydraulic reservoir for that, and then you've got your clutch master cylinder. Well, really just your clutch reservoir. There's no crazy booster pump for that. I also, on the AC system, have tried to insulate the lines. The AC works great, but down here in Texas, I'm trying to make it as cold as possible, so I did that myself. Give me hate if you want to, that's okay. I try to keep the engine bay somewhat clean. I do like my stuff fairly clean. I don't know if y'all have noticed, but the intake is right in front of the motor. It is a hot air intake for lean burn conditions. This car is purely built for miles per gallon, and it does it fairly well. Back here, we've got the electric assisted power steering rack mounted to the firewall, believe it or not the cradle of the car. The entire car is built of aluminum and composite. There are a few steel components like the battery tie down here, and then the seat rails, and then I think one or two other things. Other than that, you've got your ABS system here. The AC compressor is on the pulley, the serpentine pulley of the car, which means that when the car's auto start stop turns off, the AC compressor does turn off. So they overthought the car and then underthought some of it, but that's okay. That's okay. It was the year 2000. Also got the Hoonigan sticker. I don't know who put that on there. I actually got this car from my buddy Patrick, who gets me all my mini trucks and all my vans, a lot of weird stuff. So shout out to Patrick. I'll link his YouTube channel in the description. Anyway, that's about it up here. Nothing too fancy. I'm at a park, so it's a little loud. Otherwise, I thought the car had an oil leak when I got it, but it ended up being just some seepage, to be honest. I did the oil change on it and it looked like it was leaking from where the oil filter was, so I haven't noticed any more dripping on the ground. So I'm gonna leave it for now. If not, I can mess with it later. That 3-cylinder is very finicky, but it's a really good motor. I mean, it's a really good motor. It's chain drive, so there's no timing belt. I believe it also has the variable valve timing. And it's magnesium with I believe it's steel cylinder sleeves, and it's also a magnesium oil pan, so do not strip that drain plug. The battery compartment is back here. So there's a big, well, it's somewhat big battery behind the driver and passenger. This is only a 2-seater. Go ahead and unlock this if it's not open. Let me unlock it here. Right, I apologize, it's not perfectly clean. So this is what I like to call the deck. I go to aviation school, so I've got a lot of stuff back here. The way this works is that the IMA battery is here. And if I move some of my stuff here a little bit, below here is just storage. And then below the storage is actually the spare. I just keep a lot of basic stuff like coolant, oil, some books, glass cleaner, I keep an inverter there in case I ever have to charge my laptop on the go. And that's about it. These ducts here is the cooling system for the IMA battery. So I believe one sucks in air, goes through like a big computer fan that my buddy actually replaced, and then it gets exhausted here. If it is like 120 degrees in the car, I typically turn the IMA system off, which I'll show you how I can do here in a second. But I try to leave that off until the ambient temperature within the car with the AC on gets cool enough to where it's flowing cool air. I've noticed this battery it doesn't like to store a lot of energy when it's really hot outside. That's not surprising. Most batteries don't like the heat. Other than that, you've got dual shocks holding this up. I believe my buddy also fixed something here. This is a button release for this. Also, this keyhole locks and unlocks all of the doors, which is kind of convenient. Other than that, I believe it has GAZ replacement rear suspension. I think the fronts are OEM still. I'll have to look into that, but the front end's okay. Just kind of let it drop and it's locked. Obviously, it's original badging, but that's okay. So coming back around, it's got these funky aerodynamic side skirts. Believe it or not, the rear tires are actually farther in than the fronts, if you were to look at it from behind. In fact, the curvature of this actually goes all the way into the door panel. So we'll come into here, nothing too fancy. You've got your mirror controls, your electric window controls with a bit of a safety for children. This is a function button for the digital dash, kind of looks like an S2K dash. You got your hydraulic clutch, brake, and gas, your hood release, wallet holder, and some spare switches here. What else we got? We got the window. I'm sorry, we don't have the window. We have the lock for the doors on this side, and then on that side, it actually has a window switch. So it's kind of nifty, I guess you could say. It's a little funky that one side's different than the other. Other than that, I've got an S2000 shifter in here. Give me crap if you want. It's a nice shifter, and it's got some weight to it versus the OEM. I do have the OEM head unit in here. Got the cassette player. I have plenty of cassettes in here, trust me. Very nice upholstery. Obviously, it's not perfectly clean, but it is very kind of sporty for what this car is. The headliner's in really good shape. It's all clean. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I have the original floor mats still. They're not perfect, but they get the job done. Sit up in here. This is your AC controls. Now, these AC controls are probably the most complicated controls in the world. It does have auto climate, which is very nice for a 2000 era vehicle. Your fan speed is one button, and then the control to floor and head vent and defroster and all that is on just this one switch. So they've kind of dumbed it down to one switch, yet giving you all these options. Also, you've got your recirc button or exterior air button. You have an auto climate control button, so you can just set it. Off is off, and then you've got your front and rear defroster. Now, the economy mode button is very interesting because what this will do is if the temperature is set below a certain amount, when you get below 20 miles per hour, the vehicle will actually turn off. Now, if you put this back on auto instead of econ, and there's no econ indicated here, the vehicle will not turn off at a light, period. It's weird how it works. You can look at the manual, but yeah. You've got your hazard switch here. I've got a 12 volt here with a FM transmitter and a phone charger with a Type-C. It's very convenient. I'm able to listen to my cassettes and do whatever I really want with this stereo. Also, I'll show you all I have a crap ton of cassettes. Anything else? Let's see. Normal lighting. Go ahead and show y'all the, got a few keys on here. Go ahead and show y'all the dash setup. That's what it looks like. Go ahead and get in here. The way you start the car, make sure it's in neutral. Go ahead and start it. That's how it goes. Nothing too crazy. Turn off my radio, I'm sorry. Let's get that out. So that's all it is. My miles per gallon right now is crap. I've been driving the car like crap. So also the front catalytic converter is going out, and the secondary one for the nitrogen oxide or nitrous, I forgot what, there's a NOx, the NOx cat, has two cats. The first one is bad, and I think the second one is coming up because of the first one going bad, so my mileage has severely decreased. And I say severely decreased at 44 miles per gallon. This thing was getting about 56 when I first got it, and realistically you can get 60s to 70s. It really just depends on your driving. Anyway, you've got your tachometer, coolant temperature, miles per hour, which you can also change to kilometers per hour, which is kind of convenient to those that need it. You got your fuel gauge. I believe the car holds about 10 gallons, maybe a hair more. And then you've got this charging and assist, and you'll see what that does. And then you have your battery level indication. Now, because I'm not running the OEM battery, I don't 100% trust that indicator. Typically, it's a little bit high and a little bit low to what it actually is. It just depends on its mood. Also, the function button will change your trips, and then it has like an overall. And then getting to your odometer is really funky. I actually forgot how to do it, but you have to go with this trip button, like hold it down, and then you can you can switch some stuff around. It's kind of weird. Also, I believe, I've not driven an S2K, but I think, I believe the steering wheel is similar. I'm not sure if it's the same. Anyway, got your e-brake, storage, more storage. There's also a speaker behind here, and then there's a speaker behind here that I actually still need to install. My buddy only installed one. It's a factory option. Aftermarket speakers, I forget what he put in, but they're really nice. And other than that, you've got the deck in the back, which I would recommend using tie downs if you have a lot of weight, because if you get rear-ended, yeah, it's gonna be a good day. You're gonna have a fun concussion. Other than that, it's pretty much it. It's not a severely advanced vehicle, to be honest. Get going here. Now, I don't have a phone stand, so bear with me. I'm just gonna kind of let y'all drive with me. I like and dislike the way this vehicle drives. The handling on the vehicle is beautiful. The assist system on the motor is, well, you can look up different YouTube videos on how people feel about it, but there's a lot of getting used to, because it'll kind of kick in on its own and it'll charge on its own, and so it can be very kind of lungy sometimes. But I'll try to do the best I can here today. I'm gonna go ahead and zoom out here so y'all get a better perspective. I'm sorry it's a little bit dark. It's getting sundown. It's already about 7:36. The car handles, again, the car handles really nice. It only weighs about 2,000 pounds. So it drives really nice. It's got low rolling resistance tires for better MPGs. And the reason those wheels kind of look like fish bowls a little bit is for aerodynamics, because if you have a lot of holes in your rims, apparently it lowers your miles per gallon. Anyway, we're gonna get out of here. The shocks are very stiff. It's got very early 2000 Honda suspension feel to it, for sure. So I'm gonna go around here. I can't go very fast in this park. It's about 20, so I'm gonna top it like 25. I'm gonna try to shift with my left hand, see how this goes. So I try to shift between 2 to 4. Now you see there's that up arrow there. It wants you to shift way lower RPM than you would normally do, just to get better miles per gallon. You can be in 3rd gear on the freeway in this thing, which is crazy. Anyway, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you what this charge and assist does. So if I hit the gas, the IMA is assisting, so it's trying to help the motor go faster. And then if I let off, it'll actually start charging. And if I hit the brakes, it'll go max charge. So that's kind of interesting, but it'll only do max charge if you have the car in gear, but just keep that in mind. It's a funky car, that's all I can say. So we'll kind of cruise around here. I'm not gonna make this video too long. I actually have another video I'm gonna make later on. I've got a surprise to show y'all. Yeah, that's pretty much it. There's nothing too crazy to the car, but this car really does get the job done. I drive 45 to 55 minute drive in Houston every day to school, and this car does everything I need. It holds my tools, my school books, gets decent mileage, I mean really good mileage. It holds 2 people. It doesn't like holding 2 people. It really feels like it's designed for 1 person once you start getting that engine going. I think the engine only produces about 76 horsepower, so it's fairly laughable. I actually tried racing a Honda Accord once on the bridge, and me and her were laughing, that's all I'm saying. Anyway, it is getting pretty dark here, so we'll just make this quick. Other than that, there's not too much I can show y'all. So this little switch here, this will be the last thing I'll say. This is a user mod by the previous owner. Very interesting. If you toggle up on it, it'll disable the IMA, and if you push down on it, it'll try to force charge the car. Go around this speed bump. So the way that works is, it almost kind of works like a Jake brake when you wanted to force charge. And then, like I said, if the car's super hot when you're first starting it, like at 1 o'clock in the afternoon in the summer heat of Texas, it's kind of nice to leave the IMA off until you've got your AC going. It'll just extend the life of the battery. I believe this is a nickel metal hydride battery, which is older hybrid technology and just older battery technology in general. It's not as resistant to the heat, I think, as lithium ion, but you can't swap to lithium ion in these vehicles. The computer is not compatible with it. Again, old school tech. Needless to say, this is a good car. I'm gonna try to keep this car a while. I do need it for school. I'll be in college until probably early 2024, so I'll be driving this, and then I'll be driving another vehicle probably to school if this one ever needs to be down for maintenance. That's how I like to do things. I don't know if y'all saw, it's really pretty out right now. Really, really pretty. Anyway, I hope you guys have a good day and a good month. Hope everybody's doing all right, and I'll catch you on the next one. If y'all have any questions, leave a comment down below. I'll try to leave a link down below for my buddy's channel. He does a lot of import stuff, kind of like I do, but he's got some instructionals and stuff. So, hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you on the next one. Later.